Hi, hello everyone. Today we speak about power journeys, which are an important time in our life where we are actually going somewhere, so having an action, but with an intention. And this is a good way to make a real change when we connect an intention, which is a powerful intention that is coming from our heart, followed by the act of moving, by this traveling, by this going somewhere. Because there are certain things that we cannot learn from home, or we cannot learn from a book. When our mind is stuck in the routine, in the usual way of thinking, and it's not possible to see things with new eyes, to open up to new possibilities, new opportunities, and also to connect with the environment around us, or also with other people that we may find into a journey. So a power journey is something that can take many forms. It can take just the longer version, just a long pilgrimage to a place that can be a sacred place or a place that we want to reach. And then, of course, what is important is the journey. Like when we say it's not a destination, it's a journey. So the time that we are spending to go there, that contains in itself all the learning with all the challenges, etc. as well. It can be a short trip, it can be something that can take a few hours, or it can be an internal journey. So something that we can do with a meditation, with visualizations, but there is an intention behind. So there is a call to go and do something for a personal process of learning, for overcoming a personal challenge, finding an answer, finding clarity, finding inspiration, and an initiation. The initiation that is happening when we are going, and what is happening to us externally and internally in this journey as well. So there are normally things that are happening during these power journeys, because we can meet new people. We can find in situations where we can acquire and gain special wisdom, that like everything is always already inside us, but sometimes we need to go out in order to go inwards, which is of course then the most difficult journey, when we say it's the journey that we are taking within, or it's another beautiful expression that I always like, is the journey from our mind and our heart. This is the longest distance ever, to connect these two elements in this imaginary invisible threshold and bridge that connects our limiting beliefs, all the rules that are imposing from our mind, to the point and essential, the core part of our soul, of our being, which is our heart, where the light is coming and generating, when all our passions are contained, when all the inspirations is contained, and from which then where we can go out and reach other people in our journey. There can be other things happening in these power journeys. We can find ourselves in a position when we need to open up to receive. So we need to ask help to someone, and this is the way for us to learn to ask other people in life to help us, and to remember that we are not alone. Or we can also see clearly things that are regards our life when we are at home. But again, we need to go away, we need to go very far in order to have clarity on situations that are at home. And when we are simply looking inside this situation from the same point of view, from the same perspective, we are not doing anything different. So we are keep stuck in the same routine, in the same way of thinking, in the same way of reacting, also because what happens is that we normally behave ourselves as an automatic pilot, like Sri Aurobindo was used to say. So there is something happening, and the way we act or react the majority of time is using elements that we know. So using our experience, our habit, what we have learned. Something happened, our memory goes back to some similar happenings that we have had in our life, and we call back this automatic pilot, so we react in the same way. Very rarely we use elements that are simply merely inspired by our acting in that moment, our inspiration in that moment, our intuition in that moment, connecting back to a source that is entirely new each time. So I'm here, I'm in this situation, I'm in this challenge. What is it required to me to do right now? That something that maybe was good for us to be done 1 year ago is not good anymore, because we have changed. The situation is totally different, has changed. Even if the parties involved are the same, through the element of impermanence, and things are never the same, they are constantly changing. We are not in the same exact point, the same exact situations that we were 1 year ago. So it may be required from us to behave in a different way. But what do? It's go back to the safe place. We go back to that memory. Oh, because something has always been done in a way, so we keep the ritual, we keep the tradition, we keep behaving in the same way, and then we realize that in a way for our soul to have an evolution, to do an evolutionary step, it's required for us maybe to be a little bit more, to be a little bit braver, to behave in a way that is taking us out of the comfort zone, because we need to evolve to the next step. So instead of having this comparison, because that's when we have the comparison is when we create patterns, and we keep repeating and repeating the same mistakes and again and again. We keep behaving in the same way. So instead of having the comparison backwards and looking backward to the past, we simply, with a vision into the future, which is unknown, which we don't know what's going to happen, we simply make the decision in the present moment. And we just analyze what are the resources we have, the skills that we have, what is the situation about, and then we connect back with our heart. We connect back with our belly first. That's where the answer, the majority of time, is already contained. Then we can, of course, start analyzing things from a mind point of view, but not that only. So the two things need to be combined together. Otherwise, our mind will always be full of fear, will always make us be scary, and we will never try to see things and with a different perspective, with new eyes entirely. So we're going now, just for a few minutes, going on a power journey, but within. So it will be an inner journey, an inner visualization. So I would just like to invite you to close your eyes for a few seconds and just simply connect back with your breath, and feeling your feet grounded on the mat, on the pavement, on where you are situated at the moment, on the carpet, whatever is under your feet, and just feel the connection with your feet and the ground. And imagine that there is this alignment between your way of breathing and your feet. Because the more you are grounded, the more your breath is then influenced. And the more then all the following actions that you are about to take are influenced. So just imagine yourself being connected with this deep inhaling and exhaling out from your mouth. And when you're sending out the exhalation from your mouth, you're also releasing all the toxins from your body, and you're feeling even more and more the connection between your feet and the ground. So you are inhaling and then emptying your lungs and sending out all the thoughts, the preoccupations, the fears, toxins from your body. And at the same time, you start imagining that there are roots coming down from your feet, connecting with the central part of the earth and anchoring your feet to the central part of the earth to sustain you, to protect you, to support you. And you can roll your shoulders backwards, always still with your eyes closed, just to allow simple movement and flowing of your body. So you roll your shoulders backwards and you roll your shoulders forward. Again, always remaining connected with your breath. And then you can lean your head from side to side, always slowly. You can also look at the tip of your nose if you feel reopening your eyes. And you gently move your neck right and left. Simply again to allow a more deeper relaxation of your body. And then you can start rolling your head in a small circle. In one direction and in the other one. And then you simply go back to your eyes closed. And going back and observing your breath. And when your attention wanders, as it will, your mind will come and take you away in another journey, in the journey of the mind, of all the things that you should do instead of being here listening to my voice, or the things that you did before. So when your mind comes and your attention wanders, just focus back again on your breath and simply repeat to your mind, I know that. Just like as if you were saying, fine, don't bother me, I know that, I know that. Stop chatting, stop reminding me what I should do, what I will have to do. I know that. And just simply notice any thought that is coming in your body and in your mind, and just acknowledge it and let it go. And let it pass. And as your breath continues to flow deeply and calmly, start imagining that you are walking through the dusty streets of a ghost town. And just take your time to notice the color of the dirt beneath your feet, of the dust beneath your feet. And also start noticing the shape and the state of the buildings on either side of you. It's a ghost town. Do you see any plants or any life around you, around these buildings? Or is that as it be completely abandoned with no presence of human beings? And keep walking in this sitting and keep observing what's around you. And just notice that you feel heavier than usual as you walk through this town. And you start having the sensation that this town, this city is a symbol of something in your life that has reached its natural end and requires your attention. It can be a job, a relationship, a routine, or a stagnant point in your life. Start observing and feeling this connection with this something in your life requires your attention and requires and needs the transformative power of your intent to foster true change. And as you keep walking through this city, you realize that the pockets of your jacket are full of stones. And no matter how you try to remove them, they never seem to lessen in number. And now imagine that you have reached the edge of this town, and before you there is a beautiful wilderness. Is it a forest, a desert, or an ocean? It doesn't matter how it manifests in front of you. You know that this is a place of deep restoration and inspiration. Just see the space after walking so long through the dusty ghost town, and see how this place, this new vision now is lifting your spirit. And move forward, go forward. And as soon as you start walking towards this new landscape at the edge of this town, before you start stepping into this new world, you find that your path is blocked by one of your spirit animals. And this animal, the first one that is coming in front of your imagination and from your intuition in front of you. And this animal tells you that in order to move forward into this world, you see beyond the limits of town, you must let go of a belief or an agreement that has been holding you back in regard to this life situation. This life situation that you have been thinking about before. If you already know what you need to release and you feel ready to do so, just reach into the pocket, into one of your pockets where you feel that there are the stones, and pull out one of the stones. And tell your spirit animal what you need to release and fill the stone with this intent. This stone is a symbol for the belief that has been preventing you from moving forward. And when you are ready, let the stone drop to the ground and feel the weight of it lift from you. And know that you are now free. Say thank you to your spirit animal for its help, and take your first step into this new world, into this new life. If your new world is a forest, Imagine the feel of shade on your face after standing for so long in the sun. If your new world is an ocean, let the waves crash over your feet. And feel in your heart that you have taken your first important step towards true freedom. And just allow the deep sensation of this new world, this new landscape, to go through your body. And when you are ready, simply return to the present moment. Take a new connection with your breath. Some deep cleansing breath again. And open back your eyes and write down, how was this town? How was this city? Write down the road map of this journey, the description of this place. What was the thing that came to your mind that you feel it's a stagnant situation? Something that you need to release, that you need to face in a different way, where a change is required. Observe and write down what was the limiting belief, that stone that you release from your pocket. And how have you painted, how have you visualized in yourself, in your mind, in your heart, this new world? What is awakening you? And just make some few reflections on this inner power journey that took few minutes, that was very simple, but that already meant a small but important initiation inside your own life.